and I have Randy. He is not 3 years old, but he is willing to participate and help us out today.
This is my dog, Rosie.
And then Rosie is going to be barking at us probably the whole time.
Yeah.
So she doesn't like fun, so get ready. Yep. So things you're going to need for class today. If your child is about Marvin's age and they don't want to sit in your lap and they don't want you to hold them, you might need a stuffy, a replacement child. Other things that you could need for class today, if you want scarves or bandanas, something that you can wave and spin and twirl and that kind of thing. And then Marvin, would you grab the egg shakers, please? We also have egg shakers, anything that you can keep the beat with or anything that you can shake while you're moving around the room. That's also something that you can use. You really only need one of these 3 items. Thanks, bud. You don't need all of them in order to do the class, but having at least something to manipulate, one thing to manipulate is really nice. Okay, so we're going to get started with some bounces. So you're going to want a child or a stuffy.
Me.
You want to come over here and I'll do it with you, Marv? So the bounces are really just nursery rhymes and songs where you are keeping the beat and bouncing the child on the beat of the rhyme. So that jumping up and down is also acceptable. So are we ready for the first one?
Yes.
So if you're using a stuffy, you just want to bounce them. If you're using a small child, you just want to bounce them just like they're riding a horse. If you have an infant, you can also carry them and bounce them in your arms like that. Are you ready? All right. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to meet a fine lady who rides a white horse. Rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. She will have music wherever she goes. Feel free to switch legs as you need to. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to meet a fine lady who rides a white horse. With rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. She shall have music wherever she goes. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to meet a fine lady who rides a white horse. Rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. She will have music wherever she goes. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to meet a fine lady who rides a white horse. With rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. She shall have music wherever she goes. So the next one we're going to do is a song, but the procedure is the same. You're going to want to bounce the kid however you can, just on the beat of the song. You want to sit on Daddy's lap and try it? Yeah. Okay. So Daddy's going to bounce you. Are you ready? Here come 3 kings a-riding, a-riding, a-riding. Here come 3 kings a-riding, rancy-tancy tilly-I-O. Here come 3 kings a-riding, a-riding, a-riding. Here come 3 kings a-riding, rancy-tancy tilly-I-O. Here come 3 kings a-riding, a-riding, a-riding. Here come 3 kings a-riding, rancy-tancy tilly-I-O. Here come 3 kings a-riding, a-riding, a-riding. Here come 3 kings a-riding, rancy-tancy tilly-I-O. So what Randy did when Marvin got up and ran is totally cool. If your kid is refusing to sit in your lap.
Have some hot chocolate. I got a couple coins.
If the kid refuses to sit in your lap or wants to sit next to you or something like that, that is okay too. Just make sure that they don't feel like they're in trouble for not doing this with you. The next thing we're going to do is a couple of wiggling of fingers and toes. You can either wiggle your own finger. If you have a stuffy with fingers, you can also wiggle fingers.
I'm wiggling my toes.
Oh, good job. And the kid can also do this to you if they don't want you to do it to them.
Yeah, wiggle my fingers.
Do you want to wiggle my fingers? So Marvin's going to grab my fingers and he's going to wiggle them and then he's going to change fingers every time I tell him to. Are you ready, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, wiggle my finger. Let's go to the wood, said this little pig. Can you change one of my fingers? What will we do, said that little pig. Look for my mother, said this little pig. What will we do, said that little pig. And then on this last part, you can either tickle the kid or you can kiss them. Then you go, kiss her, kiss her, kiss her. Can I try it with you? Oh, no. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're doing it with a child, it should look like this. What will we do, said this little pig. Go to the woods, said that little pig.
No,
Look for my mother, said this little pig. What will we do, said that little pig. Kiss her, kiss her, kiss her! All right, let's let's try it a couple more times just to get the rhyme down. You are changing fingers or toes with every line of the rhyme. What will we do? Said that little pig. Go to the woods, said this little pig. What will we do? Said that little pig. Look for my mother, said this little pig. What will we do? Kiss her, kiss her, kiss her! So if you do this right, your kid is gonna start. Your kid is gonna start tensing because they realize the punchline is coming. So if you feel your baby tensing up, it's because they know you're gonna kick a tickle. Let's try it last time. What will we do? Said this little pig. Go to the woods, said that little pig. What will we do? Said this little pig. Look for my mother, said this little pig. Kiss her, kiss her, kiss her, kiss her! And now we're gonna get in our. So now we're gonna get in our rowboats. So you're gonna want to have your legs out. If you have a kid in their lap, that's totally cool. You're gonna row with them in your lap, and then when we catch the fish, we're gonna pretend we're actually catching fish. Are we ready, bud? We're gonna row our boats. Okay, you ready? Row, row, a fishing will go. How many fish have you, Joe? One for my mother, one for my father, one for my sister, one for my brother, one for the happy fisher boy who eats the fish with yummy joy. You ready to do it again, Marv?
Yes.
Okay. Row, row, a fishing will go. How many fish have you, Joe? One for my father, one for my mother, one for my sister, one for my brother, one for the happy fisher boy who eats the fish with yummy joy. Row, row, a fishing will go. How many fish have you, Joe? One for my father, one for my mother, one for my sister, one for my brother, one for the happy fisher boy who eats the fish with yummy joy. Row, row, a fishing will go. How many fish have you, Joe? One for my father, one for my mother, one for my sister, one for my brother, one for the happy fisher boy who eats the fish with yummy joy. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna do some nursery rhymes where you are going to tickle either the stuffy or the child. Okay, tickle the stuffy. So again, this is another one of the things where you will feel the child kind of tense because they recognize the punchline is coming in your voice. So the first one that we're going to do is a little flea. You are going to walk on the kid or walk towards them. And then at the end of the rhyme, you can tickle them under the arm or on the belly. Also, when Marvin was really little, he did not like being tickled. So what I did for a while was I would just wave my hands in front of his face, and that got the same effect. Are we ready? So, walk your fleas, please. A little flea went walking to see what he could see, and all that he could see was baby's little tummy! A little flea went walking to see what he could see, and all that he could see was baby's little tummy! A little flea went walking to see what he could see, and all that he could see was baby's little tummy! A little flea went walking to see what he could see, and all that he could see was baby's little tummy!
Can you tickle what?
Oh, you want to do another one, bud?
Yes.
I think I want to do the bumblebee one. Let me just check my list here. And then, yes. So this one is kind of a similar thing, except you're going to have a bumblebee and you're going to be buzzing around the kid before you tickle them. So same process, except this time you're not walking. There once was a bumblebee who lived in a barn, a bag full of cinnamon under each arm. He flew around until he saw buzz. Come here, and I'll buzz you. Okay, you ready?
No.
There once was a bumblebee who lived in a barn, a bag full of cinnamon under each arm. He flew around until buzz. There once was a bumblebee who lived in a barn, a bag full of cinnamon under each arm. He floated around and buzz. So you can see with kids like Barb, this is quickly going to turn into a game of chase. So get ready to run if you have someone who's a little more mobile. There once was a bumblebee under the arm, a bag full of cinnamon under each arm. He floated around and buzz. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to change gears a little bit, and now we're going to do some clapping and tapping. So you can either do this standing up or you can do it sitting down as well. So we're going to start with our rainstorm. So you need to either pat your legs or the baby's legs, and you're going to sing to the babies. Pitter patter, pitter patter, listen to the rain. Pitter patter, pitter patter, on my window pane. So now you can change where you are. You can do shoulders, you can do arms, you can do hands, you can do heads. You can do the stuffing, however you want to do it. Pitter patter, pitter patter, listen to the rain. Pitter patter, pitter patter, on my window pane. Cool. Now we're going to do an old classic. We're going to do patty cake. So you are either clapping the baby's hands, or if your toddler wants to clap the stuffy's hands, you want to come sit with me and do it? Yeah. We're going to do patty cake, the old standby. So, ready? Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it, pat it, mark it with a bead, and put it in the oven for baby and me. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it, pat it, mark it with a bead, and put it in the oven for baby and me. So we'll stop. We're going to do our last thing for today just to make sure that I'm under the 15-minute time limit. So we're going to end with a lullaby. So for the lullabies, if you have a stuffy, they can snuggle the stuffy. If you have a kid, they can sit in your lap. Really the important thing is that you can snuggle, you can rock, you can hum, but this should be the calming part of it. Ally, Bally, Ally, Bally, bee, sitting on your daddy's knee, wanting for a wee penny to buy some chocolate candy. Ally, Bally, bee, sitting on your daddy's knee, wanting for a wee penny to buy some chocolate candy. I think we made it! Thanks, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, subscribe. Wash your hands and then subscribe. Thanks, bye.